welcome back to the deep dive. Okay, so if you're an owner-operator or, running a small fleet right now, you are definitely feeling it. It's a brutal financial environment out
Oh,
there.
absolutely. Brutal is the word. The trucking industry is facing, well, just intense pressure from pretty much every direction.
Yeah, and the sources we've looked at, they all confirm this isn't just some seasonal dip. This is more like a structural test, really.
Yeah.
A test of survival.
It really is. And, for folks like us who spent years helping people get into trucking successfully, especially through things like LifeAsATrucker.com going way back to 2008, well, our focus has had to shift.
Oh, so?
Well, it's not just about getting you into the business anymore. Now it's really about giving you the strategy to survive all this volatility, and this is critical, helping you plan an exit, get out on your terms.
Right, and that's really the core mission for this deep dive, isn't it? We're digging into these really severe challenges hitting your bottom line, but also looking at this proposed solution. Building, like a real financial anchor. Stability.
Yeah, stability. We're talking about a necessary pivot, actually. Using modern tools, specifically AI, to build extra income streams, things that aren't tied directly to hauling freight.
So like non-correlated recurring income.
Exactly. Recurring is key. And honestly, it's not really optional anymore. It's becoming that financial shield you need to stay in control.
Okay, so to really grasp the solution, I guess we first need to understand just how big the problem is.
We do. What we're seeing is, a complete flip of the market dynamics. It's that painful boom-to-bust cycle playing out hard.
Let's put some context on that pain.
Yeah.
I mean, just a couple of years back, 2020, 2021, rates were, wow, they were sky high.
Intoxicating is a good word for it.
Yeah, that whole supply chain mess meant carriers could pretty much name their price. $5 a mile wasn't unheard of.
Nope. And everyone was jumping in. Brokers, banks, they were encouraging it.
And now, fast forward to 2025.
Now, spot rates are just scraping the floor.
Yeah.
Contract rates, constantly being squeezed.
Right. But your costs, fuel, insurance, maintenance, maybe labor, they haven't come down much, have they?
Not nearly enough. They're stubbornly high. So the market, the sources are clear. It just doesn't support the debt load a lot of operators are carrying right now.
Which sets up this trap, especially for newer owner-operator.
Exactly. They bought trucks, maybe trailers too, when equipment prices were peaking, supply was tight, prices were through the roof.
So maybe they paid, what, $180,000, $200,000 for a truck?
Easily. And now, that same truck on the used market might be worth maybe significantly less. The asset value has just crashed.
With a loan payment.
The loan payment is still full price, yeah.
Yeah.
It's financial whiplash, basically.
Wow. Okay, so when margins get that paper thin, the first thing has to be cost management, right? Stopping the bleeding.
That's the first line of defense. Absolutely. Before you can even think about adding income streams, you've got to plug the leaks.
All right, so let's get down to brass tacks. Running lean. What are the absolute must-dos right now, according to the experienced folks in our sources?
Okay, number one, non-negotiable. No, your cost per mile.
Not a guess.
No, not a ballpark. Track everything. Your fixed costs, insurance, truck payments, permits, and your variable costs, fuel, repairs, tires, down to the decimal point. If you don't track it, you honestly have no idea where your money's going. You're just running blind.
Okay, makes sense. And knowing that number then helps with fuel strategy.
Immediately, yeah. Stop fueling at the same truck stop just because it's habit. You have to use the tech that's available. Apps like Trucker Path, Mudflap, Fuelbook.
To find the cheapest price.
Not just the cheapest price, but strategically. Think about IFETA, the fuel tax agreements between states.
Ah, right, the tax differences.
Exactly. If you know you're heading into a state with lower fuel taxes, maybe just put in enough diesel to get there. Maximize your savings across the whole quarter when you file those IFETA returns. Don't just fill her up everywhere.
Smart. Okay, what else on the operational side?
Speed. It sounds so basic, right? But the sources hammer this home. Slow down.
Really? How much difference does it make?
A huge difference. Every mile per hour over, say, 60 or 65 especially, just eats fuel because of aerodynamic drag. Dropping your cruise speed from maybe 70 down to 62, 63, that can save you thousands a year just on fuel.
Thousands, wow.
And tires, another subtle cost. Underinflated tires kill your fuel economy. They increase rolling resistance.
So keep them aired up properly.
Yes. And long term, think about investing in good quality, low rolling resistance tires. The Smart Way certified ones, they pay off.
Got it. And idling, that's another big one, right?
Huge. Leaving that engine running burns about a gallon of diesel an hour, just sitting there.
Ouch. So APUs.
An APU, an auxiliary power unit, is ideal if you can swing it. Or even a good portable bunk heater cooler. Anything to avoid idling for hours just for heating or tooling. That's like setting dollar bills on fire.
Okay, and the last fundamental.
Maintenance. Preventative maintenance. Yeah, this is where people get tempted to save $1 short term.
Like skipping an oil change or a checkup. Save maybe $300 now.
Exactly. But the sources, they're unanimous. Skipping that $300 service today almost always turns into a $3,000 breakdown tomorrow. Or worse, $10,000 on the side of the road, plus you lose days of revenue.
So you're basically betting against your own truck.
You are. Don't defer that essential maintenance. It's the definition of penny wise, pound foolish.
Okay, so those are the costs you can, try to control inside the cab. But even if you do everything right.
Right. Even with perfect execution, there are these big external forces pushing against you. Systemic stuff.
Let's pivot to that. Because you can run lean, but if the system's squeezing you.
It makes it incredibly hard. And top of that list, broker warfare.
Broker warfare. Explain that.
Well, there's just unprecedented tension right now. Shippers, brokers, carriers, everyone's feeling the pinch. But what we're seeing, and the sources highlight this, is brokers getting decent rates from shippers, maybe, say, $3 a mile for a load.
Okay, seems reasonable.
But then they turn around and blast that same load out to carriers on the load boards for like $1.70 a mile.
Wow. That spread.
That spread is huge, and it's basically sucking the profit, the viability, right out of the carrier side of the equation.
And that leads into this idea of a broker bubble popping. Is that related?
Directly related, yeah. It's forecast to get worse through 2026. And what's interesting is why it might pop, it's regulation.
Oh, okay.
The FMCSA, they're tightening up compliance, and the really big one is the surety bond requirement for brokers.
That's the one jumping from $75,000 up to... What is it, $150,000 or more?
That's the one, yeah. $150,000, maybe even higher, depending on how things shake out. Now, for a big established brokerage, that's manageable.
Yeah.
Annoying, maybe, but manageable.
Well, for the smaller guys.
For the smaller shops, it's potentially fatal. It's not just double the bond amount. The cost of getting that bond, the premiums, the collateral banks demand, that's going way up, too.
Especially in a tight credit market.
Exactly. Banks just won't extend that kind of credit or guarantee to smaller brokers, especially ones that might have slow pay histories. So this bond increase, it's going to force a lot of bankruptcies and closures. It'll be a painful but maybe necessary cleansing of the market.
Wow. Okay, and the regulatory pressure cooker isn't just brokers. We have to talk California.
Ah, the California crucible.
Because what's happening there is just hammering small fleets, and it ripples outwards, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. It's like a multi-pronged attack on profitability out there. First, you had AB 5.
Right, the law that basically outlawed the traditional lease-on-owner-operator model.
Yeah, forced thousands of drivers into this impossible choice. Become a company driver, somehow restructure completely, or just leave the state. Many left.
Okay, then layer on the environmental rules, CARB.
CARB.
Yeah.
Yeah. The California Air Resources Board, their rules are effectively banning older diesel trucks, anything pre-2010 model year, from operating in the state.
So if you're a small fleet, maybe running older, paid off trucks to keep your debt low.
Your paid-off asset just became illegal to operate in a huge market. It's a liability now.
And then just the basic cost of operating there. Fuel.
Don't get me started. We've seen diesel consistently over $6 a gallon in California. When maybe 35–40% of your gross revenue on a load is just fuel,
It's impossible to compete.
it's nearly impossible for a small carrier base there to compete with someone running out of, say, Arizona or Nevada, where costs are way lower. Shippers see this too. They're actively trying to route freight around California if they can.
Which shrinks the available freight pool even more.
Exactly. Less high-paying freight to go around for those stuck operating there.
Okay, so regional risks like California, but the sources also mentioned broader political risks like government shutdowns.
Yeah, that's an ever-present threat. Feels distant sometimes, but the impact on trucking, it's immediate. And it's dramatic.
How so? What happens during a shutdown?
Well, think about border crossings. Customs slows right down. Delays can double or triple. That hits expedited freight hard. Cross-border haulers, obviously. And permit offices. They're government-run. They close. So if you haul oversized loads, hazmat loads, anything needing a special permit, you're grounded instantly. Your truck can't move legally.
Right. Affects specialized carriers the most, I guess.
Definitely hits them hardest. And there's another angle. Cargo theft.
Really? Why then?
Thieves love chaos. They know during a shutdown, oversight might be stretched thin, law enforcement might be dealing with other priorities. It creates opportunities. So high-value cargo haulers, port haulers, they see an uptick in risk.
Okay, so let's pull this together. Crashing truck values, brokers squeezing margins, regulations tightening like a vice, political instability.
Yeah, when you add it all up, the conclusion is kind of inescapable, isn't it? The game in trucking right now. It can't just be about driving miles anymore.
It have to be about building resilience.
Financial resilience, something that doesn't swing wildly up and down with the freight market.
Okay, I absolutely agree with the diagnosis. But here's the challenge I see based on what you just described. These owner-operators are already working insane hours, right? Maybe 70 hours a week just trying to break even.
Often, yes.
So is it truly realistic to expect someone to finish a 10-hour driving shift, park the rig, and then suddenly become like a content creator or build an online business? Where does that time, that energy even come from?
That's a really fair question. And it's crucial. The feasibility where this actually works comes down to two things: using downtime effectively and using AI smartly.
Okay, downtime and AI.
Yeah.
Explain.
Truckers already have a lot of downtime. It's just often wasted time. Think about mandated 10-hour breaks, weekend resets, waiting hours for a load or to get unloaded.
Right, lots of sitting.
That dead time can become earning time, or at least publishing time, and that's where AI is the absolute game changer. It provides the leverage.
Okay, let's make that concrete. How does AI help a tired trucker parked at a truck stop actually build something? Online strategies can sound kind of vague.
Totally. So the commitment, what we're focused on now, is training truckers on exactly this. We're talking about using AI tools that are actually accessible, advanced writing assistants, AI image generators, things that dramatically speed up the creation part.
So instead of staring at a blank screen trying to write a review of, say, a truck stop or a piece of gear.
Exactly. Instead of spending hours researching fuel prices in different lanes or writing a blog post about hours of service tips, you use an AI tool. You feed it your knowledge, your experience, what you actually know, and it helps you draft the content, structure it, maybe even find relevant data way faster.
So the trucker provides the real-world expertise, the niche knowledge.
Yes, that's irreplaceable.
And the AI does the heavy lifting on the writing, the formatting, maybe even creating a simple graphic.
Precisely. The AI becomes your super efficient assistant, your publishing engine. You don't need to be a tech wizard or a graphic designer.
And then how does that turn into income?
That content reviews, tips, local guides, whatever your niche is, can then be used to build simple, recurring income streams. Think affiliate marketing, where you recommend products you use and get a small commission. Or maybe building a simple website with ads focused on truckers in your region. Or even automating social media updates that drive traffic somewhere.
Okay, so the AI makes creating the stuff feasible during downtime.
It makes it feasible, yeah. Removes huge barriers.
And that ties back to the financial shield idea. This income, earned off duty, may be built using AI. It's not tied to freight rates.
That's the key. It's non-correlated. If spot rates tank to $1.50 a mile next week, the money you made from, say, ads on your trucking blog or affiliate links, that likely stays the same or depends on totally different factors.
That's stability. That's huge.
It's the game changer. Making money online, especially money that comes in month after month, that recurring income, it's the anchor. It shields you from the crazy ups and downs of freight and the wider economy.
And that gives you options.
It gives you control. It means you can start thinking about retiring when you want to, not when the market forces you out. And, worst case scenario, if your main trucking income dries up or the company goes under, this provides a buffer. It softens the blow. Might even replace the income eventually.
So it really is a pivot from just being an owner-operator to being a diversified business operator using modern tools.
That's it. And it connects right back to the cost-cutting we talked about earlier. You can't just save your way to prosperity in this market, but you can hustle smarter. Use that downtime. Leverage AI tools, especially tools designed for truckers, like those at offdutymoney.com, to build something scalable.
Stacking those income streams.
Stacking them up. So your financial future isn't riding entirely on the next load board refresh. That shift in mindset, from pure hustle to diversified stability, that's the path to longevity, we think.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this deep dive up for you, the listener. Bottom line. Trucking is facing just unprecedented stress. Financial, regulatory, low rates, high debt, the broker squeeze, tough state rules like California's.
Survival demands more than just driving hard. It demands evolving.
Yeah, moving from being just a hauler to being a smart business operator. Someone with multiple income streams, ideally ones that aren't tied directly to freight.
You need strategy now, not just pure hustle. And whether that strategy involves fighting smarter in the cab, cutting every possible cost, or planning your exit, or maybe both,
Hmm?
the resources are out there.
Right. For learning the ropes, staying sharp on market conditions, you've still got veteran resources like LifeAsTrucker.com.
Been there since 2008, yeah.
But if you're ready, right now, to start building that financial shield we talked about, that off-duty income.
Then check out offdutymoney.com. That's where the focus is on how to actually do it, create income online, using AI, using tools and strategies built specifically for a trucker's lifestyle.
And for the longer-term picture, the retirement planning.
Definitely grab the free guide over at retirefromtrucking.com. It's all about getting you in control of that timeline.
Okay, so a final thought to leave you with.
Yeah, here's something to mull over. The challenge today isn't really about whether the road ahead is still yours to travel. It's about whether you're actively building a future where trucking serves you, where it's your tool, your asset for building wealth, and not just an unavoidable financial trap you can't escape.